Hello and welcome back to Practical AutoCAD and Inventor. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Countlist command, which will help you to view and manage your blocks and insert a table into your drawing. So like I said, this Countlist command gives us new ways of viewing and managing our blocks that maybe you haven't used in AutoCAD. To get to the Countlist command, I'm going to go in AutoCAD here to the View tab up here at the top, and then right in the middle on the Palettes panel is this Countlist tool. I'm going to click on it, and you'll see what happens is it brings up a tool palette called Count. It's got a list of all of the blocks in my drawing along with the number of each of them that are there. So for example, if I click on this one that says Lily Turf, it's going to highlight all of the Lily Turf blocks that are in my drawing, okay, and give me a live count of them. If I were to double click into model space, so now I'm working in model space, I'm going to get rid of this real quick. I'll just zoom up here, and let's say I want to take and I'm going to copy these three. I'll say copy these, and I'm just going to put some extra ones out here in the middle, just so whatever. So now I've added 9 more of those Lily Turf drawing or blocks to my drawing, and you'll see here my count list has increased to 45. So it's a live list that goes through and looks at all of the blocks that are in your drawing. If I want to get rid of those now, I can say let's get rid of those, and let's get rid of those. Those aren't supposed to be there. And now notice that my Lily Turf list has gone from 45 down to 36. Okay, so again, same thing happened with the olive tree. It was at 13, now it's at 10. So I've gotten rid of those that weren't supposed to be there, and it's giving me that live list the whole time. Let me jump back into paper space here. Now the other thing that it's going to do is it's going to alert me when there's problems. So for example, this desert willow, if I click on desert willow, it tells me that there's 6 of them, but if I look, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but one of them is red. If I click on the little exclamation point, it's saying, hey, one of those is an exploded block. So somebody needs to get fired. Remember, we don't want to explode blocks in AutoCAD. So if I just double click there, it's actually going to take me to model space. Notice here that I'm now in model space, and I can come in and I can say this one that's exploded, I'm just going to select these items so that I can get rid of them. Pick. I'll delete them out. Okay, now it's gotten, because I deleted that exploded block, it's gotten rid of it. So now what I can do is I can come back in and replace it. So I'm going to say let's just copy this one, and I'll take it and put it back where it's supposed to be. It's updated my list. I can say let's go back to the list. It's updated my list with the correct number, and it's gotten rid of that little exclamation point so that I can see what the problem has been fixed. The other thing that it does, notice that this hopseed bush also has the little exclamation point here. If I click on this one, you'll see again that it highlights all of the blocks that go around and prevent the headlights from the cars from shining out into the street. But you'll see here that one of them is red. So if I look at this, it says overlapping object. Okay. So again, I've clicked on that overlapping object. It's taken me again to model space. So I can take and I can say, if I were to come in here, say erase, and I pick them both, you'll see that it says that there are actually 2 found. So I'll shift select and I'll get rid of one of those. And so now I've again gotten rid of that overlapping object. It's fixed the problem. If I go back to my list, I'm all good to go. No warning signs. Everybody's happy. So I'll say zoom extents here. I'll go back to my landscaping plan, and we can look at that, and everything looks great here. Now the last thing you can do is you can use this list to insert a table into your drawing. So if I wanted a table with updated lists, I could simply come down to this bottom list, or this bottom button down here where it says create table, and it's going to create a table. Now before I do that, I'm going to go to my annotate tab. You'll see here that I have an architectural style for my table that's actually active right now. So when I come in here and I say create this table, it's going to use the style for this table. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to choose the objects that I want to include. So if I want to include like maybe my bottle brush and the iceberg rose and maybe the kangaroo paw into this table, I can select the ones that I want. When I'm ready, I can choose insert, and it's simply going to use the settings from this architectural style. It's going to place them in here, and it's going to be ready to go. Now notice it's got the item, the name, the count, and a field for the count. So again, it's a live count. It will update as necessary. So this iceberg rose, right now there's 23 of them. Again, if I were to jump into model space, and let's copy, these two right here. I'm just going to copy those, and I'll put them out here in the middle someplace where it's easy to see and maybe get rid of a little bit later. I've added 8 more to this count. I'll jump back to paper space real quick, and it didn't update until I do a region. So I'll say RE, enter, and now see my iceberg rose now says 31. Okay. Again, if I jump back in here and I erase those 8 that I had, delete, and then come back to paper space, again, RE, make it think about it, it's back down to 23. So that's a live number. If I wanted maybe here, instead of having the common name, if I wanted the botanical name, this is just something I could simply come in here and click and change. Or if I wanted to add a symbol that shows this, okay, I can come in and I can add a symbol. I can right click. I'm going to add a column to the left. So in here I can put my symbol. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. I'll put symbol here. And then if I wanted to add the symbol for the bottle brush, okay, I can click in here, right click, choose insert block, and I can choose my symbol. So in this case, I would want the bottle brush. There it is. I don't want to auto fit it because I want it to be the same size in here that it is in my drawing. So I'm going to uncheck auto fit. And I happen to know that my scale here is 0.0028. I'll choose OK. I need to change my setting here so that my alignment is maybe middle center. And then if I look at that, that symbol there is the same size and orientation as that bottle brush, which was down here. Okay, so it's the same size. So if you want it to be the same size, you can do that. If I wanted it to be bigger, just to make it a little bit easier to see, again, I can just say insert. In this case, it would be block. The iceberg rose would be the one that I would pick. And I will say auto fit. It's going to actually make it bigger, which is fine. And this time I'll say let's go ahead and set it middle center right at the bat. So now it's a little bit bigger here than it is in the drawing, but it makes it easier to find. However you want to do it for your company standards works. So a great tool, again, this table or this count list tool. I hope you can use it. Thanks for watching.